What's up, everybody? It's your boys Cam and T back at again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast, man. If you like this type of content, go ahead and hit that like button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, go ahead and retweet this as well. Show us some love. Hit that like button as well. If you are on Spotify, iTunes, any other stuff that you listen to your podcast at, we are there. Go ahead, send us some love there. Give us a 5-star rating. I am your co-host, Tony T-Time West, and we have my brother from another mother, Cam. Happy Thursday, brother. A little bit on the different days on the podcast. We had a lot going on this week, but we back, bro. Football season is here. I'm ready to go. Cam, how you feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm glad we here, man. I'm glad we back, bro. You know, football season is among us, man. We here, man. And it's gonna be a good season, man. I think it's gonna be a really good season. So I'm excited that we even here right now, man.
Yeah.
How about you though? How everything going with you, man? I see you was on vacay, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I had a really good time in Florida with my girl, bro. It was a perfect way to kind of like get ready for the football season because I knew when I came back, I was gonna be heavy on the content making. I was gonna be heavy on the pod. I was gonna be heavy on getting back to work and all that and working out and all that. So it was like the perfect start to getting into the grind because I know football season, we're gonna be podding. We're going to be putting out content. So I really wanted to just kind of, you know what I'm saying, like get off to a good end of my summer. And it was perfect. Like me and my girl, her birthday just was last week. We went jet skiing. We went snorkeling. It was crazy, bro. Like it was crazy. Like we had a really good time, bro. I really enjoyed it. So that's what it was. Yeah. So that's why we not podding on Tuesday because I was tired. We didn't get back till late Monday night, Tuesday morning. It was like 1 o'clock when we got home on Tuesday. So yeah, it was a lot. But I'm glad to be back home, glad to be back on the pod, bro. And I'm just ready to get into some football, bro. Like, I'm really excited about this season, man. And, you know, we're going to kind of go over what we're going to talk about tonight, man. We're going to talk about some preseason stuff. We actually going to talk about why we don't really care for the preseason like that, me and you, Cam. We'll talk about that a little bit briefly. We're going to talk about the whole Anthony Richardson situation. Is his career over? That's a conversation we do need to have. He was replaced by Daniel Jones as the starter for the Colts this year. So we'll kind of see what happens there. Is his career cooked? Also, as well, we'll talk about, you know, some of the trade pieces. Like Trey Henderson still hasn't. I don't even think he showed up to practice yet. Terry McLaurin, we don't really know what his situation is right now. Also, as well, it's just a lot of people requesting trades right now. Michael Parsons, we don't really know what his situation is. And then obviously, AB's already got into it. Week 0, technically, of college football is in 2 days. We're going to have college football, meaningful college football on our screens in less than 48 hours, Cam. In less than 48 hours, we're going to have meaningful football on our screens. So I'm excited about that. We're obviously going to jump into that tonight as well. Talk about some of the big games for next week, kind of just slowly preview them because next week we're going to really dig in. And really, SEC just dropped some new news as well. I meant to tell you that too. They're going to a 9-game conference schedule, I think, next season. So we'll talk about that. So heavy on the college football tonight. So y'all just stay locked in with us. Stay tuned in. Tonight's going to be a really, really fun one. But without further ado, Cam, let's go ahead and get into it. I kind of mentioned it earlier. I do not like preseason football. And I didn't know me and you shared this sentiment, actually, until just like 5 minutes ago. I've been preaching this for years. Even on this podcast, I think. I don't care for preseason football. Yes, it's great for the dude that's the 58th man on the roster or the 59th man. Yes, of course, this is big for them. We understand the opportunities that are really limited for these guys. So I don't want to be disrespectful to those guys' grind. But don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here to watch this 88th man on the roster. And I think that's kind of where I'm at with preseason. I've always been like that. That's why I'm glad college does not have a preseason because I don't care about it. Cam, we talked about it earlier. The Panthers play tonight. I didn't even know till you told me. I didn't even know that the preseason game wasn't tonight, and I think they're not even playing any starters from what I just looked up just a second ago when I found out they was playing tonight. I think the preseason as a consumer is a waste of absolute freaking time. It is. Like, I just don't care to watch it. I don't care to see it. I don't care to see the 78th man on the roster. I just don't. Care. It's not fun to me. It's not really something that I want to spend my Thursday night doing or Friday night or whatever. I don't care about the preseason game. Like, I was in Florida this past week. Didn't watch a single snap of the Panthers preseason game. When they played against, who's the first team? Was it Jets? Who's the first team they played against in the preseason?
The Browns.
The Browns. I watched the first 2 quarters because I wanted to see Shador a little bit. And after Bryson went off, I kind of checked out. The game tonight, obviously, me and you on the pod. I'm not watching any of that. I'm not going back watching no film of it. I'm not doing any of that. I'm ready for meaningful games. We're only 16. We're really technically only 14 days away from the first game of the year. But I'm ready for meaningful games. So for me, that's why I don't like preseason football. I hate meaningless football. I do not like it. I'm glad college is not doing preseason. I don't like it. So what's your take on it? I didn't even know that you didn't like preseason as much as I did. I didn't know that just now.
Yeah, no. It's new for me because like I used to love preseason.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's why I used to like preseason. I was kind of taken aback a little bit when you said that.
Yeah, no, I used to love preseason. Like back when it actually meant something, because now it really don't mean. Like when Cam first got drafted, I was all in the preseason for the Panthers. I still remember watching Armani Edwards in the preseason, right? Yeah. I remember watching Cam in the preseason. I remember watching a couple other guys in the preseason, but probably in the last 5 years, I really ain't watched much preseason football, especially since a lot of teams have stopped playing. They never played starters all the way through the preseason. But last year, Carolina didn't play no starters at all in the preseason.
Yeah.
So there's really no point. And the reason why I used to like preseason, is because, number one, I like seeing guys like, fringe roster guys. Like you said, I'm not interested in the 80th or the 90th man on the preseason squad because I know they're not going to make the team, right? Like, if you're watching a fourth quarter of a preseason game, you need to find something else better to do with your time, because none of those guys are probably making a team. Yeah. I used to love watching the first half at the very least, because I get to see, okay, maybe here's somebody I can look out for. Here's somebody that might be able to make the roster. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that might be able to get a spot. Somebody might be able to even be a rotation piece. You know what I mean? But now it's just like so many names out here, especially in Carolina. I mean, we got to watch, what's his name? Jack Plummer. Nobody wants to watch him, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
2 in that last game. I didn't watch
He's
him.
awful. Yeah. He's awful. We just signed Bryce Perkins, so I'm kind of, I might turn it on because Hunter Renfro's supposed to be playing tonight too, so I might watch it just for him. You know what I'm saying? And to see what Bryce Perkins can do, if he can just straight up take that QB2 spot or whatever from Plummer right now. But man, I'm really just not impressed with preseason anymore. And since they took away that fourth game, I mean, there's really no point. You know what I'm saying? There's really no point. So I'm all out on preseason. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I think the NFL don't even really push preseason the way they used to, because I didn't even, like you said, I didn't even know Carolina had a game last week, and I didn't know that they was playing tonight before somebody told me, and you didn't know before I told you.
No, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And I still don't know who they playing.
I think they playing the Steelers.
I think they still do that.
Yeah, they always play the
Steelers the last preseason game.
Mm-hmm. It's been like that for 15 years. Feel like.
Yeah, I'm glad they kept that tradition. But yeah, it is still as good. But man, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, there's no point in. Yeah.
No,
speaking of preseason, if you ready to talk about your next topic, your boy done failed upward into another job, bro. Like, what's going on, man? Talk to me, bro. Anthony. So for those of y'all that should know by now, but Daniel Jones got the starting spot with the Indians. He took it from Anthony Richardson, who hasn't looked good in his NFL career thus far. But T, tell me, man. First and foremost, tell me how you feel about Daniel Jones getting the spot. But then also tell me, is this it for AR, bro? Is it already done for Anthony Richardson?
So let me answer both questions. As far as Daniel Jones getting the starting position, I think this is more of an indictment on Anthony Richardson than it is at Daniel Jones. Like, to be quite frankly honest, I know everybody's expecting me to come on here and bash Daniel Jones because of my viral tweet last year. But the fact that Anthony Richardson couldn't win over Daniel Jones, to me tells me all I need to know. I think this is more
Yeah.
of an indictment on AR, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When he came out of Florida, I always thought he needed like 2 or 3 more years. I'm not gonna lie. He was extremely raw. If I'm not mistaken, AB's a big Florida fan, the big AR-15 fan. I don't think he even started playing football until high school. So, and I don't, or maybe he didn't start playing quarterback until high school. So he's only
So
been in
his
that position really.
in his in his career he's only thrown 1,500 passes like from high school to college to
That's what I'm
NFL.
saying. That's not a lot of passes, bro. That's not a
Nope.
lot of passes. So he might have only really played his junior, senior year, and then the 2 years at Florida. He didn't start playing quarterback. Here you go. Shout out to AB. I thought that was the case. AB said it right here. Let's pin his tweet. He said he didn't start playing quarterback until his junior year of high school. So he is really raw, bro. Like I could see that at Florida. The potential is unlimited. He has a lot of potential, but dude, he only played quarterback technically for 4 years. He only played quarterback for 4 years, bro, and went to the NFL. I thought the kid needed 2 or 3 more years in college, to be quite frankly honest with you. Even if it wasn't at Florida, he needed 2 or 3 more years. And
Yep.
he was raw as sushi, bro. Like I already knew that, which is why I was kind of glad the Panthers didn't take him at number 1, because I knew Bryce was a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? You could see
Polished.
he's
Yeah.
he's more polished than him.
Way
As
more.
far as Daniel Jones, I really can't say much. Y'all know how I feel about Daniel Jones. I don't think he's a bottom tier quarterback in this league as far as a starter. But if he's better than Anthony Richardson, I think this is more of an indictment on Anthony Richardson, bro. Like, and as far as is Anthony Richardson's career cooked, I mean, this is year 3, right? I always say normally year 3, you can kind of tell where a quarterback's going to be, and this is year 3 for him. I don't know, man. I really don't know. And I think what messed up Anthony Richardson the most was that comment he made at the beginning of last year when he pretty much said he took himself out the game. I think ever since that moment, he was kind of cooked. With the Colts, at least. I think he was cooked. I think he lost the faith of the head coaching staff and the coaching staff in general. I think he lost the faith from the team after that. When he pulled that stunt, I think that was last season, beginning of the year. And you can correct me if I'm right, Cam. I think
that's right.
It was like over. I think Anthony Richardson needs a change of scenery at this point, in my personal opinion. But that's how I feel about it. But I do think his time as a Colt needs to be over. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so there's good news and there's bad news for this when it comes to Anthony Richardson. I'll start with the good news. The good news is you get more time, and this is more time in the vault, essentially. This is more time for you to learn. You know what I'm saying? And you still athletically, you still extremely gifted, and you still have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like there's guys, for example, you very well could be the next Geno Smith one day. And it might take you 10 years, you know what I'm saying? But you get it, you can get a shot, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think his NFL career is over. You know what I'm saying? But the bad news, there's a lot of bad news. The bad news is it might be over, you know what I'm saying? The bad news is they already saying you injury prone, because that's the reason why the reason why he's on the bench now.
Correct.
Is because he's missed a lot of time, and in training camp, Daniel Jones was taking most of the first team snaps. You know what I mean? And then AR got hurt, I think, what was it, last week, and he had to sit him out the rest of the game because he got popped. So, you know, it's almost like you said, they don't have faith that you can even finish a game. And then you just brought it up. Even when you was healthy, you was tired and you was like, man, I gotta sit down for a second.
Yeah.
They're like, man, this dude ain't gonna ever finish a game.
In Minneapolis. That taking this about the game comment, I don't think they ever looked at him the same after that, bro. But go ahead, my bad.
Could be, because I think even Steichen had some comments after that. It was like, man, we got to talk about, you know, your commitment, you know. And again, you know, of course, you don't ever want a situation like what happened with, you know, somebody like DeMar Hamlin, right? Or you hear about players passing out and straight up dying on the football field all the time. So I understand like wanting to, you know, get a breather or whatever, but it's tough, bro. When you the quarterback of in the National Football League, that's a different animal, man. That's something that you really, unfortunately, it's something that you can't afford to do, especially if you're not It's different. It'd be different if somebody like Patrick Mahomes did it, and he's like, "Hey man, I need a break for a second. Just give me a playoff." You know what I'm saying? That's different if he do it because you know his commitment to excellence. You know he got 3 Super Bowl rings, but you still learning the game. You know what I'm saying? You still learning how to play the sport. So I think Anthony Richardson. I think moving forward, number one, got to sit down. You got to learn. You got to learn the game, bro. You got to learn how to play the position. You got to do whatever Geno Smith did all them years when he had to sit back and he had to learn. And now he's a top 15-ish quarterback in the league or whatever. Had a year where he was really top 10. That's what you got to do. You got to take whatever that you can take from him and just maybe even reach out to him and say, hey, Geno, you know, I'm going through it right now. I'm on the bench. What did you do? How did you keep your head up? You got to hit the books. You got to learn the position. You got to learn. You got to watch film. I look at a guy like Malik Willis, right, in Tennessee. Malik Willis had a rough stint as the starting quarterback in Tennessee. Went to the Packers last year, and now a lot of people think he's the best backup quarterback in the league because he had a great four game stretch last year, right? You can have a career like Malik Willis to where you're now a backup, right? I look at a guy like Trey Lance, who's another extremely raw prospect, possibly even more raw than Anthony Richardson was. You got a guy like him who's still trying to find his way in the league. So there's good and bad. There's a lot of ways that this Anthony Richardson situation can go. But like I said, on the bright side for him, the potential is still uncapped. It's still unlimited. And there's still a chance for you to land with somebody and find your way. You know what I'm saying? It might have to be on another team, but you never know, T, because you got to think what happened last year in Carolina. Bryce Young got put on that bench. Mm-hmm. Bryce Young, I mean, we thought, me and you both said it on this pod. We was like, man, Bryce might be cooked in Carolina. That might be it for him.
Yeah, we was thinking about and then we was talking about Miami and all type of stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I remember exactly. I mean, it was a lot going on for him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then what happened? Opportunity rose and Bryce took the reins and never looked back, to the point where now a lot of people are saying that he might be, the next big thing in the NFL. Everybody's pulling for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hype. All the hype that's coming from Carolina is basically coming from his last 5 games because of how good he was. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Anthony Richardson, don't, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Don't get frustrated or whatever. Don't quit on the Colts. You know what I'm saying? Even though it seems like they quit on you, because you never know. Your chance might mess around and be week 2 or week 3. Because let's keep it real. Daniel Jones still sucks. Yeah, he still sucks really bad. So you might as well stay ready, because you probably gonna have Anthony Richardson will be playing in that Colts uniform again this year. 100%.
I think he will too at some point.
100%. But it's just the question of when he finally gets his chance again, is he gonna be like Bryce Young and essentially, be where Carolina thinks that he's absolutely the answer, or is he gonna fall to the wayside and have to find a new team in 2026? That's a big question for Anthony Richardson. Yeah. But I 100% agree with what you said too about he's still raw and he still need a lot of time to learn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And his best bet, look, you can be like a Trey Lance to where now he's looking like he's got a good situation as a backup in LA, where he
haven't given up on Trey Lance, man. I really have. I feel like Trey Lance has never been given a fair opportunity. Like when you really look at it, the first year he sat out. He sat behind. Yep. Who did he sit behind that first year? Garoppolo. The second year he got hurt after the first game of the season, or the second game of the season. Broke his ankle. Done for the season. Then Brock Purdy took over and was just better than him. I mean, it's just what it is. So Trey Lance and he was raw as sushi as well. But Trey Lance is now getting to sit back, learn from Justin Herbert, and he's looked really good. And I feel like he still hasn't been given a fair shot yet either. So I kind of am interested to kind of see, but that's a perfect analogy. That's a perfect one.
And he still, and and once again, the good news for both of those brothers, they still really young.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Trey Lance might be 23, 24.
Same with AR. AR is younger than Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Slav,
Tyler Shuck.
All the guys that just came in. Like,
I mean, He young,
Oh
way
yeah,
younger than
he's
Penix,
coming off.
younger than all of them. So these guys, they and like I said before, athletically and potentially, it's unlimited. I mean, they're insane. So so I basically I still believe in those guys. Always will, just because of the talent and just because I know being a black quarterback in the NFL, if you don't look as good as somebody like Jaden Daniels or CJ Stroud did the year before, they saying you suck. But I hope both of them brothers keep their head up, and I still think they'll get it one day. They'll get their shot one day.
I agree. Let's go ahead and transition. I want to touch on this briefly. Michael Parsons, Terry McLaurin, Trey, what's that boy's name? Trey Hendricks. Hendricks, yeah.
Hendrickson.
What's your thoughts on them? Do you think they get traded? What do you think is leading in those directions? I have a take on all three of them, but I'll let you go first. What do you think overall, bro, happens?
Yeah, so I think I put it this way. I think Micah Parsons is staying in Dallas. I don't think he's getting traded. I think Trey Hendrickson is getting traded from the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think Terry McLaurin, he's not going anywhere either. I think so. Here's my thing. I'm 75% sure all three of those guys are staying with the same team. They staying with their team. And the reason why I say that is because this happens all the time in the NFL. People demand trades all the time. Absolutely. And they never go anywhere. They never get traded. They always end up getting some kind of contract that they want. So I think that I definitely don't think Michael Parsons is going nowhere, because apparently was it the Packers or somebody that trade they
the Packers and the Bills made a crazy offer, and the Dallas said
no. Yeah, and he ain't going nowhere. So he ain't going nowhere. I think Terry McLaurin, I think his age, people saying he's 31 or whatever, and the contract that he's looking for, I think it's gonna hurt him some. And I think, I'm not trying to be like a corporate shill or nothing like that, but I think it's absolutely insane that Terry McLaurin stayed down for Washington all them years with all them quarterbacks, and now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden he asking for some cash. I'm like, dang, bro, you should have been asked for this, especially when you. So I don't understand it from his perspective. I mean, obviously, go get your money, but I don't understand it. Why he's doing this now versus when they was, the Sam Howell era and all of that. That's what I don't understand. But, for the Commanders fans out there, maybe y'all know more than I do. Trey Hendrickson, on the other hand, they need to pay that brother today. Denzel says Trey Hendrickson would be a Raider. They have the cap space to sign and trade for him. Scary Terry wants $30 million like a top 5 wide receiver when he really is top 15. Jerry not trading Michael, he will get paid. And I agree. I think I 100% agree. And I think, man, you know what? The Panthers called about Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
They called about him. And I think, look, I ain't mad at it. The dude done had 17 and a half sacks 2 back-to-back years. Even though he's an older player at 31, look, man, who cares? You know what I'm saying? If he playing at a high level, bag him, bro. I don't, I'm really not against it. Dan Morgan or somebody came out and said,
wasn't not to cut you off. Wasn't he good that last year in New Orleans as well?
He was great that last year in New Orleans, and then the 4 years in Cincy.
Yeah, and he's been really good like the last, I would say, a couple of years. So yeah, I'm with you. My bad, didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
No, you good, bro. I mean, think about it. Like the way I look at it with Trey Hendrickson, even if you say you don't want to give him. I say, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I say give him 4 years, but then put it out after the third. I don't know what it looks like on the books, but bro, he getting at least 12 in the next 2 years, 12 sacks at least, and that's way, way, way better than what we done had. You know what I'm saying?
Panthers,
we ain't had a good. Let's keep it real. Brian Burns, even with Brian Burns, we ain't had a top dog edge rusher since like Julius Peppers and Charles Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Mario Addison, I guess. But we ain't had nobody as good as Trey Hendrickson in a long time. So look, man, all I gotta say is, bottom line is, I don't think they going anywhere, but I would say Trey Hendrickson out of all of them it's probably the most likely to be on the
I
road.
took the words
Yeah,
right out of my mouth. That's literally what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Trey Henderson is probably the one I would think may get traded because he's 31 and because he
yeah,
wants top edge money.
yeah,
So and Terry McLaurin won $30 million. I like Terry, but that is a bit much. I talked about this on my stream a week ago. Terry won 30 million is crazy. You're not getting Justin
yeah,
Jefferson money, brother. You're not getting Jamar Chase money, bro. Like that's just what it is. You're not getting that. Like you're a good player. I think he's top 15 wide receiver. Hell, might even say like top 11 to 12.
yeah.
But yeah, he's not getting that type of money. Denzel came out and said, "What I'm not understanding," and I actually had a question about this guy too. Asante Samuels Jr. has not been really. I think the Dolphins have kind of, you know what I'm saying, talked to him a little bit. But
What's this?
he said, "But I thought he would get cooked."
What?
Yo,
Bruh, I don't even know who that is. That is hilarious.
this dude is he's like a fifth string corner. He be getting cooked, bro.
Yeah,
He be getting
yo,
cooked, bro. He ain't
that
lying,
is
bro. I seen
hilarious,
him getting
dog.
cooked. The first game I seen, I was like, oh yeah, that brother getting cooked. But
That is
yeah,
hilarious.
he's another one. I'm surprised I haven't heard. He's another one I haven't
Yeah.
heard more about. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens with that. Let's
Man, I mean, Justin
go ahead.
Simmons, bro.
Justin Simmons
Simmons
is
still
another one that I ain't heard a lot about.
on the market now. So what I've heard from Asante Samuels is that he got like a really bad foot injury or something like that.
Oh,
That
okay. I didn't know that.
that's that it was something like that for him that had been holding him out. But I'm still at the point. It's like if he say he healthy, go on and sign him, bro. Like what's the
Yeah,
point?
that's what if he
You know what I'm
passed the
saying?
physical, I'd go ahead and say, come on.
You know what I'm saying? He
Can
got to be better than whoever, like you said, Bartholomew or whoever out there
yeah,
getting cooked.
yeah, I 100% agree.
Justin Simmons too, because we ain't got nobody
We
at
got no
the
safety up
opposite
there.
safety.
If
Yeah,
Nick Scott is our best safety, we are cooked.
that's what I'm
Like
saying,
besides
man.
Trey Morig or whatever his name is, if Nick Scott is our second best safety, we are cooked. What are your thoughts on or predictions on the Steelers season? I mean the typical 9-8 probably. I mean they always seem to be floating around that 8-9. That's kind of
Mm-hmm.
what I would think. Cam, you can give a quick soliloquy, but that's kind of where I have them at. I'm not really high on the Steelers this year.
No, me neither. It's funny because my dad literally just texted me and said Panthers and Steelers playing now. But nah, man, it's Steelers going. Mike T probably gonna get him 9,
Yeah,
but
you get them 9,
that's
8 or 9 wins.
they look, man. The Steelers ain't they ain't
They
going
just
nowhere,
old.
man.
Like I feel like they replaced one old roster and just got older. Like
Now I do got bad news though, and this
yeah.
might unfortunately work in favor of the Steelers, and it hurt my heart to say it, but apparently Lamar Jackson is hurt right now.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Really?
And apparently it might be pretty serious. It's a foot injury.
Oh.
Yeah. Adam Schefter got on TV and said, because basically Lamar left practice early yesterday, and I think he didn't practice at all today or something
Oh.
like that. Or let me see. It was
I didn't know nothing
Adam
about
Schefter.
that.
I didn't know either, but they said, let's see. It says Lamar, he skips practice today after he left early yesterday. And apparently somebody said that they was doing some testing on his foot, and John Harbaugh said something about praying. So
I
I
hope
don't know, man.
I hope it ain't no Liz Frank. Because if that's the
That's
case,
what
his season is over, if that's the case.
that's what I'm saying. So that obviously would catapult the Steelers a little bit better. And I think too, as crazy as it sounds, I think that would help. Like, I think that would prove because the Ravens roster is really good, but if Lamar ain't there, man, they might not even make the playoffs, man.
Well, it
They
looks
dope.
like
They
I just looked it up. It looks like Adam Schefter said that, and then Lamar Jackson commented under with like laughing emojis. So probably
did he think?
Yeah, this just happened like 9 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's saying like it ain't that deep, like y'all going too far. But and Harbaugh came out and said he got his foot stepped on, but there's no damage. So I don't think there's anything definite.
So Adam Schefter out here trying to scare folks, man.
Yeah, it might not even be that deep from what I'm reading.
Slow news day.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think anything is of that. But yeah. But to answer your question about the Steelers, yeah, they'll get the 9-8 wins. Same typical stuff they do every year. let's get over to college football.
College football.
It's time, man. This weekend we have a ranked game in Dublin. I'm gonna kind of read off some of the games this weekend. There's really only one to me that matters, and that's the one that probably everybody's gonna tune in for at noon, which is Iowa State versus Kansas State. Then we have Idaho State versus UNLV, Fresno State versus Kansas. I actually might tap in with that one. Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky, excuse me. And then you have Stanford versus Hawaii. I want to talk about this Iowa State Kansas State game because Iowa State is a team we seen in the Big 12 Big 12 championship game last year. And again, Matt Campbell has kind of turned that program back around again for the second time now at this point. Coming into this game in Kansas State, I mean, you talked about it off camera. This could potentially be a preview to the Big 12 championship game come this December. I mean, this literally could be it. The Big 12 has like 6 teams, I think, that can win it. They have Kansas State, they have Iowa State, they have Arizona State, they have, I'm not taking Baylor out the question. I'm not taking Texas Tech out the question. I ain't taking TCU out either. I think all 6 of those teams could potentially win.
You said BYU before too,
BYU,
right?
I just about added him. BYU too. That's 7 teams I think could potentially win that conference. So that conference up to grab. This is a huge week 0 game, bro. Like huge.
Man, you never know.
So
you never know because what's his name? Cam Rising might come out week 1 with his money in the bank and cash that in for his 10th year, bro.
They don't got Cam Rising ain't the starting quarterback at Utah no more.
I'm saying
I'm
saying he gonna cash in that 10th year like it's the money in the bank trophy. The money in the bank briefcase, bro.
Right.
They're gonna be like, go ahead though. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big game though for the Big 12. Like, this is a huge game. So I just kind of want to get a short take on your side. We ain't really got to do a prediction for this because again, we ain't really that in cahoots with the Big 12 like that. So I don't really. I know it's a competitive conference, but I'm not about to break down Big 12 football right now. That's gonna be probably more so for like next week. But how do you feel to have a meaningful game on for one? Because this will be the first meaningful game in all of football for the season. How does it feel just to be back? And then what do you think about Kansas State, Iowa State game?
No, I'm excited that football is back. I'm glad college football is back. I'm glad, man. It's been a long off season, man. College football, that's the thing. College football got the longest. I think they got the longest layover out of any like major sport, pretty much. Well, other than WNBA because they only played a couple of months.
Yeah.
But college football, we ain't seen a college football game since January.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just saw the NFL and really you seen them 3 weeks ago because of preseason, but February though, but still. So I'm excited. I think Kansas State, they still got Avery Johnson, right, at quarterback.
Still starting quarterback there, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't know who's gonna win or nothing like that, but I think for this to be a top 25 matchup like this, that's huge in week 0,
Yeah.
So I think it reminds me of when was that Colorado? Was that Colorado TCU a couple years ago?
Yeah, that game? 2 years ago. That was Deion's first year.
And they
you watched that game together, didn't we? We was at Chelsea House.
We didn't watch it. We was driving up that way.
Oh yeah. We was going up there. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, we was going up there because that was the week that Carolina played.
Correct. Yep.
At Bank of America. But I'm just excited to see what happens what happens with them this year. I think that's gonna be a good game, man. And I'm glad that's the first game of the season, and it's a top 25 matchup. That's dope. That's pretty good for college football. So
this game with Florida State and Georgia Tech was pretty good too, man. So I'm kind of
last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, I thought that game was pretty good. So I'm kind of interested to see how this game is going to feel. 2 really good teams, though. Again, ranked opponents off rip. I think both of these teams deserve to kind of be ranked. We talked about our rankings a couple weeks ago. I think I had both of these teams in there. I think this is going to be a pretty solid game, a really good week 0 game to kick off with. But without further ado, let's start kind of talking about some of these games next week. We're going to kind of work from Thursday on into Monday. Again, just give me 3 to 5 minutes. Now, on the Clemson LSU game, we might go a little deeper, but we really going to dive in deep on Tuesday on the next podcast on each of these big games. But let's just kind of touch on it a little bit. Now, I'm gonna kind of keep this because of local interest. Thursday, so a week from today, we have ECU versus NC State in Raleigh. I know those teams played against each other in the bowl game. I think ECU got the best of them. Blake Harrell, coming off a 5-1 record, is taking over as interim coach for ECU. And NC State is coming into a year where they ain't got a lot of expectations. I mean, last year they had a lot of expectations. I think even me and you had them pretty high up in the ACC, and they absolutely flopped. This year, ECU coming in with some good expectations, had a really good year under Blake Harrell, and then NC State coming in with no expectation. I think a lot of people expected to win 6-7 games, and that's normally when Dave Doran and the NC State Wolfpack do their best. We don't really have to give, you don't have to give no deep breakdown or nothing like that, because we'll dive into this more next week. But I am intrigued locally for when I live in the Raleigh-Durham area. So I'm obviously locally kind of excited to see how that's going to play out. But I also think this is a big telltale moment for Dave Doran, because I feel like if Dave Doran turns around and loses to ECU twice in his last 2 games, this is a little bit of a rivalry, a little bit in North Carolina.
Yeah,
ECU,
it is.
NC State. This is a little. My sister went to ECU and my other sister went to NC State. This is a little bit of a rivalry. So if they lose to ECU at home, first game of the year, I think the dogs are going to be calling for Dave Doran to lose his job. I know our guy Grayson that listens to the pod.
I'm about to say shout out to Grayson.
Yes, sir. Dave Doran going as bad as he does, they probably need to lose to ECU. Because I'm telling you now, if they get off to losing to ECU, I think Dave Doran is absolutely 100% cooked. Yeah. Because when I look at the rest of their schedule, Cam, I'm going to read out their schedule for you. They do get to avoid Clemson this year. I
hate that so much. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
But yeah, I'll let you get it. They got ECU. They got Virginia, who is improved this year. They was improved last year under Tony Elliott. So they're going to be about on the same playing level, I think. Wake Forest is going to be pretty terrible this year. Then they have Duke. I think Duke is the third best team in the Carolinas. We talked about that the other week ago. Virginia Tech is not going to be a slouch. Then they play Campbell. Should be an easy win. Then they have Notre Dame at Notre Dame. That's probably an L. Then they have Pitt at Pitt. That's probably an L. Then they have Georgia Tech, another team that a lot of people are kind of saying could be an ACC championship opponent. Then they have at Miami. So again, as you see, I'm reading this schedule, it just gets harder and harder and harder. If they get off to a loss to ECU, NC State and Dave Doran are cooked. They're cooked because I'm seeing like 6 losses already. They got Florida State after that at home. I think that's going to be a toss-up game. Then they got North Carolina. They have owned North Carolina the last couple years, but we know Bill Belichick is in the building now. NC State cannot afford to lose this game to ECU. If they do, Dave Doran pack up. The movers in Raleigh will be moving you by October the 15th. It's going to be over. He has got to get a win over ECU, or if not, it's cooked. They can't afford to win. They can't afford to lose to ECU with the schedule, bro. But that's my personal take on it. I think ECU is an improved team, and again, if Blake Harrell gets the best of him again, I don't think Dave Doran survives, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he survives.
That's tough. That's tough. They favored by about 12, but I guess it don't really matter because they just
tell you, man. I think personally, man, I think ECU is a really underrated team. I mean, extremely underrated. Yeah. But I don't think they're getting enough credit. The end of the year that they had last year was special, bro. Like it was good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Listen, man, ECU, that's my dynasty team, man. We beat them boys on the
tell me that.
We beat them boys on the Hail Mary. That was my first game.
Yeah.
We beat them boys, man. No, I agree with everything you said, man. I ain't really got much more to add. I think, like you said, Dave Doran, man, first and foremost, he didn't have that job too long for no results. Way too long. How long he been there? About 10 years?
About 10 years and ain't got a single 10-win season.
What?
He has not. I'm going to repeat this again. Dave Doran has been at North Carolina State, I think, for 10 years and has not had one single 10-win season. Has not had
not even a 10-3, bro.
No.
I know they ain't been no 10-2, but not even
real quick. But I don't think Dave Doran.
No, you probably
has had a single 10-win season. If Grayson is
you
in
gotta
here,
be.
I know he'll know. But I don't think
You
Dave
gotta
Doran
be.
has had a 10-win season, bro.
You got to be right because you got to think about it. When have they ever finished the season ranked like top 10, top 15?
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Let me read it off to you. Dave Doran is actually, I'm wrong. Dave Doran has been at NC State for 12 going on 13 seasons now. So let's start there. The first year he got 3 wins. The second year he got 8. The fifth 2015 to 16 he had 7. 2017, 18 he had 9. It was probably the glory days with Bradley Chubb and all those guys. And then in 2019 he dropped back to 4. In 2020 they went 8-4. In 2021 they went 9-3, and then they went 8-5 again in 2022. And then 9-4 in 2023, and then 6-7. He's not had a 10-win season yet at NC State, and he's been there since 2013. So you would think at some point
it's tough.
Can you get over the 9-win hump? Because that's been the biggest gripe with NC State fans is can we at least get 10? And again, I've always said 9-3 should be considered a successful season for like 85 to 90% of college football fans. If you're not like Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Georgia, like you should take 9-3, but 9-3 for that long at NC State, I come on, you gotta at least get one 10-win season in there.
Bro. Might say, give me one, bro. Just give me
Chubb and all them dudes. He should at least got one 10-win season in there.
Just give me one season where we competing for the crown.
That's it.
I mean, you got to think.
And a lot of people thought last year was going to be that year.
You got to think, bro. Think about that year. The championship game 3 years ago was Pitt and Wake Forest, right?
Yep.
Was Pitt and Wake Forest. You couldn't get in there that year. Then I think they beat Clemson that year too. NC State did. And you couldn't.
They did beat Clemson that year. That was the year DJU was stinking up the joint.
Yeah. And that was the year SET, the way we talk about it, the way we talk about that season is like it's the worst season ever. We still went 9-3.
9-3, yeah.
We still didn't we?
It was, yeah.
Didn't we finish? We got 10. We got 10 that year. We was 10-3. We was 10-3 because we won the bowl game
against Iowa State. You're right. We did.
We was 10-3 that year.
We did get 10 against that year.
So the year that we talk about like it was awful, we still got 10. And NC State ain't even sniffed that yet. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 years ago we went 9-4, which was really technically our worst year yet, but it still don't even, that's their best year is what you telling me. Our worst year in the Dabo Swinney era since his first season is
Clemson has had double-digit winning seasons ever since 2011. Their first year not getting it was 2023 when they got 9.
Right. They got 9.
Yeah, and you're right. That year we did get 11 wins. So that's crazy.
Oh, and we got 11
wins. 10 wins, excuse me.
I was about to say, dang, 11, bro. Sheesh. But that's crazy.
10-3 that year.
So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I think we on a 14 or 15 year win streak in terms of postseason wins. Because we've either won the conference championship or a bowl game in like 15 straight years, which is crazy.
So Clemson did a really good job as far as and let's just go ahead and move into that. Let's just go ahead and
talk
jump
about it.
Clemson LSU. Let's go ahead and just jump right in there. To me, and this is not even me being like a homer, I think this is, besides Ohio State in Texas game, this is the biggest game of the weekend. I think Texas and Ohio State, which we're going to get into next a little bit, I think that's probably the biggest game of the weekend. But the second biggest game of the weekend by far, to me, is LSU versus Clemson. You potentially have the two best quarterbacks in college football playing against each other. LSU and Clemson are very similar when it comes to just program history in the last, 15 or so years. Very similar programs as far as that. Clemson's coming in this game as of now, I believe, as a 4-point favorite at home. I think Clemson's roster, we talked about it a lot this season. We'll jump into it more next week. This is the most stacked roster Clemson has had since Trevor Lawrence. All of them was there. I mean, this is the most talented we've been. And again, I don't want to give any predictions or get really deep into the weeds because that's what's going to be next Tuesday's podcast. But
Yeah.
again, man, I am stoked for this game in Death Valley, the real Death Valley,
Talk
on
to
next
him.
Saturday. I'm extremely excited. That's gonna be
Night
a big
game
one,
too.
man. That's gonna be a big program game in general
Night
because
game.
I think if Clemson knocks off LSU, it's gonna be like, okay, Clemson's back for real. Like they beat the SEC team. You know, we've had some woes against the SEC. Last year we didn't
Lately.
get the SEC win. We lost to Georgia. Me and you were at that game. We lost to South Carolina, obviously. Um, you know, we need a win, and
Lost to
I think
Texas.
lost to Texas as well. So we had 3 SEC losses last year. I think a win over LSU would be huge for the program. What do you think?
Yeah. I think for both, like you said, for both programs,
Yeah,
for LSU, you know what I'm saying? It lets them know, okay, this might be their year. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because me and you said it both. Me and you both said it. We think LSU got a shot
yeah, absolutely.
this year. You know what I'm saying? And as far as Clemson, Clemson's back
Yeah,
if we beat LSU. You know what I'm saying? They're, or at the very least, they one of the top teams in the country this year. So
mhm.
I think I think it's huge for both teams. I think it's a good like you said, a good program test, a good season test. Good news for both teams is that it won't make or break your season.
No, it
You know what I'm saying?
won't.
Because you can get better throughout the season, and you still got a strong chance to make the college football playoff,
Absolutely.
win or lose. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it's just a great test for both teams. Now I did hear, so I was talking to a doctor at work, and he told me that Garrett Nussmeier got a knee injury. Is that true?
Yeah, there was some rumblings about he got an injury. I don't think anything significant though that's going to affect him from playing next Saturday. But I
Right.
did hear there was some rumblings of an injury.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know what the full case is because at some point they were saying he tore his ACL,
Oh
and then
no,
Brian Kelly had to come out and be like, "Oh no, that's a lie. It's not true." But we won't really. They've kept him pretty guarded at LSU.
that's what I heard. Yeah.
So it could be worse than what we think. We don't really know, and I guess we'll find out next Saturday night.
Next,
But that Clemson defense is not a team you won't want to be limping on one knee with. With
I'm
that
telling you.
defensive line, with Peter Woods, uh, T.J. Parker, Will Help, DeMonte Carper, that ain't the defensive line you want to be walking around on one knee on. So I kind of hope he is healthy because I want us to beat them at full strength. I don't want to hear any excuses of, oh, whatever. Like I want them to be full strength. So I hope he's okay,
Yeah.
honestly. But it's gonna be an interesting game. I think somebody asked us, "Well, we're gonna be at the game." I'm not gonna be at the game in Clemson next week. I don't think neither one of us will, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a huge game. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, it's gonna be a big program game, man. I'm really excited to see what we're gonna do. All this hype. I am a little nervous. Like I was thinking about this yesterday when I left the gym. I'm like, yo, I had on a Clemson shirt in the gym, and this dude walked in. He's like, "Y'all gonna be good this year." Like after he was an NC State fan, he's like, "Y'all gonna be good this year, man. Everybody hyping y'all up," and it's low key like scary because back in 2020 and 1918, I was used to us getting hyped up. That was normal. So now I've kind of gotten back to us being like a little old Clemson, and now we're getting hyped up again. I'm kind of getting like a little bit nervous. Uh,
Right.
but
That's
we'll
how
see.
that's how I found out about Nussmeier knee injury because for work I carry a Clemson bag,
Mhm.
and so people always ask me about it. And dude, he's an LSU guy actually. And he was like, "Who y'all play week 1?" He looked at me with a smile. I said, "Man, we got y'all week 1," and we started chopping it up. He was like, "Man, y'all supposed to be pretty good this year, ain't it?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, we gonna see." You know what I'm saying? I'm like you, man. I'm like I gotta see it to believe it, man. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you
Yeah.
100%. Let's kind of touch on the game I was just talking about a minute ago briefly. Ohio State, Texas, big game. I think that's gonna be Lee Corso final game, like doing his whole little thing, and he's gonna retire and ride off in the sunset. I think he should have been did that also a couple years back, but I'm glad he's getting his last
Yeah.
chance. Um, I mean, this is a game of a lot of unknowns, especially at the quarterback position. I mean, yeah, we've seen, you know what I'm saying, Arch Manning play, but this is gonna be his first time being a full-on starter, not coming in relieving nobody. He gonna be the guy. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be different. We've seen that with Cade and DJU when they came in and just was little, helping a little bit. But when you become the guy, things are a little
That's
different.
true. You gonna
Things are a little
struggle.
different.
You might
So,
struggle.
and then obviously Ohio State's bringing in a new quarterback in Julian Sand, which was a highly recruited guy. He
Yep.
won the job, I think, earlier this week. They finally announced it, or
Yep.
last week, one of them. I don't know. But again, a lot of unknown at the most important position on the field, quarterback. So I'm interested to see in this game. I think these are probably two of the top three most talented teams on paper. So I think it's 1 and 2 for a reason. These teams are really good, and the public thinks they're really good as well. So again, I'm just kind of interested to see what that game is going to talk about. We'll jump into it more deeply on Tuesday on the next podcast. We'll really start getting into the weeds of what we really want to talk about. But I'm excited to see that game too, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I'm kind of excited to see what Jeremiah Smith is going to do too in a second year, in that offense as well with a new quarterback. So I'm kind of interested to see what he's going to do.
Same here, man. I really just want to see Julian Sand because they've been talking about him for years at this point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because what is he? He's a redshirt freshman, right? Or is
he so he left Alabama when Saban retired, and then he said,
okay, never mind. Then. So he's a redshirt sophomore.
I think he's a redshirt freshman because you remember he enrolled, right? He enrolled in at Bama. Didn't go there. He didn't play a single game at Bama. He committed and then transferred. So he wasn't even really technically out of high school yet. Well, he just got there. And he transferred to Ohio State when Saban retired. So technically last year was his freshman year. He sat on the bench, so he probably redshirt. So technically this year is technically his freshman redshirt season.
Okay then. Yeah.
You're right. It's technically his freshman redshirt season. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens with him. But again, I am excited to kind of see what he's going to do. And I'm kind of excited to see what that defense is going to look like too at Ohio State with my boy leaving, Jim Knowles going on to the Penn State. So I'm kind of interested to see that as well. Let's talk about a little bit. I kind of wanted to jump into it was another game I wanted to talk about with you a little bit. Alabama, Florida State. You know that's your favorite fan base, Florida State. Let's be honest. I do think Florida State will be better this year. I still think they're getting blown out on next. Is it next Saturday night? Is it next Saturday or next Sunday? Yeah, next Saturday at 3:30. I still think Alabama gets blown out. I still think Alabama blows Florida State out. I think Florida State will be improved. I don't think they can be no worse than what they were last year, but they were terrible. I think they at least can get to 6-7 wins this year, but I think Alabama is going to dog walk Florida State because Florida State been doing a lot of this, and I'm like, y'all ain't even that good. So I'm kind of a little bit confused on why y'all talking like that. But what's your take on that? I feel like they're going to get dog walked by Alabama, honestly. But, yeah, I just want to get your take.
That boy Castellanos.
Yeah.
About 5'6", and he talking like he 9'2".
Crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He talking a lot of talk, man. And keep in mind, dude couldn't keep his job at Boston College.
At Boston College, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Now he beat up on Florida State last year. We all remember that game, but that was about it for him at Boston College, and they still put him on the bench. So, look, man, Florida State got a lot of they're a younger team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. They played a lot of young folks last year, so they got a little more experience. But look, man, and again, I'm not telling them boys to not talk. You know what I'm saying? Have confidence.
Of course,
you're not winning the game. You know what I'm saying? You almost sound as bad as like Vanderbilt that year when that dude got on TV and was like, "We ready for Bama," and they messed around and got blued out by like 70.
Yeah, it was like 40.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, is now if they win that game, oh my god, yo,
Bama fans will be up in hell if they lost.
They gonna call for bruh job already. Yeah, he only been there a year.
They'll be calling for Saban to come out of retirement if they lost to Florida State. Yeah. Which I'm not gonna lie, it would kind of be like I don't blame you because I don't think this Florida State team is gonna be that good. I think they'll get 6 wins, something like that, maybe six wins or so. But I still don't think they're gonna be like what they were the year before last. A few more games I want to jump into shortly. And again, just like 3 minutes. Virginia Tech, South Carolina. Let's talk about that one because that's a local tie one too. South Carolina coming into the year 13th ranked. They've lost a lot on defense. South Carolina has lost a lot on defense, a lot. And I think a lot of people are like kind of like not speaking about how much South Carolina lost on defense. They lost Cal Kennard. They lost the African dude. I can't think of his last name. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Ebo Williams. They've lost a lot on defense side of the ball. And I'm still questioning how good Nick Harbor is for real because they don't really have a wide receiving threat outside of Joshua Simons, and he's a tight end. So again, I like Mazeo Bennett too. He's all right, but Lenore Sellers, when you got a quarterback like him, I mean, he can win you. I mean, he pretty much single-handedly won that Clemson game for them last year in Death Valley. So he's going to win them a few games. Virginia Tech, I'm not really expecting much from them. I think I don't want to give a prediction, but I think South Carolina should kind of handle this team pretty soundly.
Pretty well. I mean, shoot, they should.
They're a 8-point favorite right now, and I think that's probably about right. I would maybe push that line to maybe like 10. Because I just got to see out of Brent Pry and Virginia Tech, and I just ain't seen it yet. That's another guy that probably low-key needs to be on the hot seat as well coming into the season.
Yeah. I seen some Tech fans were saying they want old bruh, Ed O, Coach O.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they was talking about Coach O. There was a lot of teams saying they want Coach O. But anyway, yeah. I look, man, it like you said, if South Carolina is as good as advertised, then they should handle this team easily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? South Carolina really well, we'll talk about that a little bit more next week or something. But South Carolina, like you said, they did lose a lot on defense. But again, when you got a guy like Lenore Sellers, you know what I'm saying, and you got Simons, you got Bennett, you know what I'm saying? Nick Harbor, he might look if he don't get it together this year because they still calling him a raw prospect, but he's a senior now.
He about to be like receiver. A senior, at this point. I think he's a junior at this point, but yeah.
Is he a junior at this time?
But still, though, it's been 3 seasons, bro. You gotta,
you gotta show it now. At this point, it's almost like, bro, we might have to put you back at edge rusher like you was in high school.
I seen a lot of South Carolina Gamecocks fans saying if he don't work out this year at wide receiver, they need to put him back at edge.
Yeah,
and have him on one side and Dylan Stewart on the other.
Stewart on the other.
Yeah,
there you go. Because if it don't work out, either that or just hand him the ball and put him in the backfield. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
He's like 6'5" though, so him at running back would be kind of crazy.
Oh, is he that? I thought he was like 6'2". Okay, he's 6'5".
Harbor's pretty big. I'm not.
Yeah, I think he's 6'5", 235.
Yeah, he's a big kid. I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I'm about to look.
I think you're right. 6'5", 235.
Let me see. I'm looking it up right now. So Nick Harbor is. Hold on. Oh God, my phone's acting stupid. Yep, 6'5", 235. Yep, you're right. Yep. So he's a big kid, man. So he's gonna have to be at DN or tight end or something like that if this don't work out. But if he don't develop this year, I'm kind of like, look, man, it's been 3 years of this experience with a good quarterback on top of it. I do want to see Lenore Sellers as a passer develop a little bit more because running wise, I don't think he has anything to improve on, to be honest with you. Nope. But passing wise, I kind of want to see what Sellers does. 2 more games I want to touch on real quickly. Miami and Notre Dame on Sunday night, which is, I think, going to be actually a really good game. Notre Dame they just gave off the announcement of who their starting quarterback going to be. Notre Dame's going with CJ Carr as their starting quarterback. I'm not going to lie. I got a kind of weird feeling Miami's going to win this game, bro. I don't know why. I feel like CJ Carr, new quarterback. I don't know. For some reason, I got a strange feeling the ACC might have a good weekend next weekend. I really do. I think Clemson, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I think the ACC has a good week next week, bro. I'm not even going to hold you. And I think Miami's kind of one of those teams. It wouldn't surprise me coming in at 10 if they knock off Notre Dame and maybe fall off a cliff on down the road a little bit like they normally do every season. But this game is at home. It's a rivalry game. Catholics versus the convicts. I'm kind of interested to see how this game is going to look. Carson Beck first, game in a you know what I'm saying, Hurricanes uniform. I'm kind of interested to see what happens, bro. But it would not surprise me at all if Miami wins this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. But we'll jump into that more next week. What you think about this game?
The real question is, what does Miami have? Because they lost a lot on offense too.
And wide receiver, they lost pretty much everybody.
You know what I'm saying? And they lost. Then they lose Martinez at running back.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. So they lost a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Arroyo gone. He with the tight end. He with the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Actually, Martinez, I think, with the Seahawks too. So, I mean, is Miami lost a lot on O. And meanwhile, Notre Dame still got Jeremiah Love, and I feel like that's all you really need at this point because that brother.
Whitehouse too, Grayhouse or whatever his name is. Former Clay Klubnik's former wide receiver at Westlake in Texas. So
yeah,
They got guys, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm still a little. I think why I'm saying that, and I'll make my pick next week because I don't know. We'll see how this weekend goes, and let me crunch the numbers. But I think that when you look at it, Carson Beck is more proven. I think Carson Beck got a lot of slack because of crappy wide receivers at Georgia last year. Now, don't get me wrong, he was terrible too, but them wide receivers at Georgia absolutely stunk last year. Let's be honest, they were terrible. And I think that also hurt him. And also as well, Mike Bobo's play calling, let's be honest, sucked. And I think that hindered him as well as a quarterback. So I think in this offense, he will be a little bit better. If we seen what Cam Ward did last year, I think Carson Beck can do something similar to that. Not exactly, but I think he can be really good this season. So that's why I say to me, I still think there is a chance. But that's just how I feel about it. But that's going to be another game we'll break down next week. One more game I wanted to talk about. Bill Belichick's first game in Chapel Bill, TCU, Chapel Bill. Give me your quick take on that. What you think?
Who they playing? TCU? Man, I don't know.
That's awesome, bro. On Monday night.
Monday night.
Yep, Labor Day night.
I'm curious to see. I really am because I want to know how this Bill experiment gonna work out, man.
I'm a little curious too, bro. And the thing about Bill Belichick, he's kept things so quiet. Like I don't feel like I know anything about this North Carolina roster at all. Like I don't feel like I know much about them at all. Like I know Gio Lopez. I know the linebacker they got out of Boise State that's really good. They got a couple of young wide outs that I kind of like. But besides that, I really don't know much else about them. They lost a lot in the portal. They lost the dude to Ohio State. They lost a couple guys in the portal in the spring. But again, bro, I'm not going to lie, man. I don't really know what to expect from North Carolina. So I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to look like next Monday.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little intrigued. I'm not going to hold you. I am.
Yeah, I just want to know what kind of are they going to play like a pro style offense? Like I'm really because what's his name? Who is their OC?
Freddie Kitchens is their OC. He's an NFL guy, though. He's an NFL guy.
Right.
And then his son is the DC, right?
I'm about to say, his son, Steve. A
guy that's had experience. I think he was at Washington before he came to Carolina, but also kind of like an NFL guy. But let's be honest, Bill Belichick gonna be really running that defense. Like
correct.
So you might as well say Bill Belichick and Freddie Kitchens is running the team essentially.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really just want to see what it looks like because, like you said, we don't really know. Like we know what NC State kind of got going on with CJ Bailey, right?
Yeah.
We know what Clemson got going on because we're one of the most talked about teams. Know what South Carolina got going on with Lenora Sellers, but North Carolina, we don't really know nothing. We know what Duke got going on. We know what Duke got going on. They got a highly paid quarterback and some guys on D. We don't know nothing about North Carolina, bro. So I don't know, man.
Nothing at all. We don't know anything about them.
I don't know. It's man.
It's gonna be interesting to see, bro. It's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to kind of see how week 1 plays out, man. It's gonna be interesting, and I think all these games are gonna be interesting. All right. Next week, we're going to end it right here, right at 1 hour and 3 minutes. So that's perfect timing. Next week, I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all now, it's going to be heavy on the college football. Heavy on the college football next week. Week 1, we're going to be diving into Clemson. We're going to be giving predictions. We might even open up the phone line so we can get some people in here as like guests. Next week, I want y'all in here. We actually probably are going to open up the phone lines again like we did that one time. Next week. We want an interactive show next week. I want everybody. I'm telling y'all now, we want everybody tuning in next week at 6:30 because it's going to be hyping up your team, talking about the games. Next week will probably be a longer podcast because we're going to dive deep into week 1 of college football. It's the kickoff to college football season. So next week, Tuesday, be here, bro. It's going to be live. And if we change the date or whatever, we'll let y'all know as we always do on Twitter. But we probably going to open up the line so everybody can get in here and get talking about their team. But again, Cam, if you ain't got nothing else to say, bro, thank y'all for the love support. We had 95 people in here tonight. Appreciate y'all's love and support. We thank y'all. We're going to be putting out more content since college football season is back. Appreciate y'all's love and support. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Appreciate y'all. Cam, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we end it out?
Nah, I just turned on this Panthers game, and I'm mad that we wearing white at home, bro.
I hate when they do that.
Why
I
they
like
do that, man?
In light blue pants. I don't like that look.
That's that's literally what they got on right now, bro.
It looks childish. I don't like it.
It looks like one of them uniform combinations that you just want to try and Madden because you're not supposed to see it.
I think my favorite Panthers uni, surprisingly, I normally hate the gray pants. That white that in gray that we wore last year in Atlanta, last game of the year, I was kind of fooling with that outfit.
Oh, it was crispy. Yeah,
I was low key kind of fooling. I'm like, ooh, that ain't that bad. I always been like a proponent of Panthers should get rid of the gray, but I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that uniform as a away uniform. Not gonna lie.
I agree, but dude just threw an interception. By the way, that Plumber kid.
Yeah, he say he's
awful. Hey, awful.
Well,
in the red zone, by the way. But
I'm gonna let y'all get to it. Peace, love, and happiness. Be back next week. We love y'all. We'll holler at y'all on the next stream. College football, week 0 this weekend. And then week 1 talk gonna be next week. We'll holler at y'all on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Be good. And